Hello, hello. Welcome to Seesaw Project. My name is Kina Crow. I'm a mixed media artist and sculptor from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let me see if I can show you some of my work, what it looks like. There, that's what I do. And if you are new to Seesaw, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll tell you a little bit about Seesaw Project. Is an artist playground. It's our little virtual artist playground where artists and collectors and art lovers can convene and look at art and talk about art and maybe even meet some new artists that you're not familiar with. So speaking of meeting artists, I'd love to introduce you to my playmate and fellow artist, Beth Bojarski. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Kina. Hi, everyone. I'm Beth Bojarski here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'm an oil painter. And Max, if you would show one of my paintings. There she is. That's what I do. Thanks, Max. Welcome to episode 7. Tonight, well, let's just start with the highlight. Tonight we have Lynn Whipple. She's our featured artist, and we couldn't be more excited to have her on. Before that, we're going to have studio news and Seesaw Search the Web and some great new shout outs. We have questions. You had questions for us. We have one for you. But hey, let's fill the screen up. Let's bring on Chris Dahlquist.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Chris.
Good to see you. I'm Chris Dahlquist. I'm coming from Kansas City, Missouri. I'm a photographer. I shoot quiet spaces of places to meditate and get centered. So Max, can you show them a piece of my work? Excellent. Thank you. And we want to thank all of you for joining us. And we want you to join us throughout the evening. You can participate with us in the comment section, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. If you've got questions for us or for Lynn when she comes on a little bit later, put them in the chat. And we'll get to as many questions as we can. Likewise, if we're talking about other artists, we'll be populating the chat with their websites so you can check them out. You don't have to scramble around for a pin. And without further ado, we've got one more person, one more critical person on our team. It is Kina's youngest son and our friend and producer, Max Crow.
Everybody.
Hi, Max. Thank you for everything.
So in honor of our featured artist, Lynn Whipple, our really good friend and who is a freelance writer and editor, Steph Kilen, has created this amazing cocktail pairing that she is going to demonstrate for you. If we could take a look at that.
Hey, Seesaw folks, are you ready for a cocktail? Steph Kilen here with a new drink just for Ms. Lynn Whipple. This is because of her great big flowers and for her big creative energy, and because when you drink this wine, your brain is going to get all jazz hands. I'm calling it the Brain in Bloom. It's a riff on a margarita, so we had tequila and lime juice. We also have hibiscus simple syrup. You can find hibiscus flowers in the Mexican market. They are going to be called Jamaica flowers. They're spelled Jamaica, pronounced Jamaica, rhymes with Formica. So to make the syrup, you add equal parts sugar and water in a saucepan, and you stir those all up until the sugar dissolves. And then when the sugar dissolves, you add just the fruit of the flowers, and you let that steep for about 5 minutes. And then you strain the flowers out, and you have this beautiful simple syrup, which you can keep in the fridge for up to a week. So then we have the 2 ounces of tequila, a ½ ounce of lime juice, and 3/4 ounces of this lovely hibiscus syrup. Then we're going to give our high Helens a workout. With the old hutcha. Strain it into the glass. Look at that lovely color. And then I will say cheers to you, Lynn, and to all y'all and your creative juices.
Thanks, Steph.
I love this drink to celebrate Lynn. It's great. I'm going to take a sip.
Such a beautiful color.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. And aren't you guys loving, it seems Steph's outfits are being paired with the cocktail, which is being paired with the featured artist. It just keeps getting better and better.
Right.
Love. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Extra cute human too, as well as like really a great writer.
So time for studio news. Mark on my end, studio news. Mark is back from the delivery road trip that he was on, delivering paintings and sculptures. All the work is in their happy new homes. So I guess the news for me is it's time to get back into the studio. I got some work to do. What about you, Kina?
Yes, I do. I have some news. On October 17th, I'm going to be sort of part of a artist live Zoom chat with Jennifer Steck as part of her Inspired to Create series. And if you're interested, it's totally free. There's about 100 spaces, and I'll be posting the information as to how you can register. I'll post that tomorrow on Facebook and my Instagram. So come and join us.
Nice.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
Well, I'm in the studio creating again. And, you know, my process is a little different than y'all's in that mine's kind of takes place half in the studio and half out. And so next week I'm out on a shooting trip. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of time on the road and get out and take some new images. But Kina, I also want to know about your pieces that we saw in last week's episode. Any news about
Yeah,
them?
I mean, several of them. Mostly the drinking girls. Drinking girls. They are all on their way to their new homes. We've got several pieces left, though, especially the big ones. If anybody's got room for a big one.
So they should go to your website, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And so before we get to Lynn's video, I want to share another video with y'all. You know, we've all been trying to up our video game. And so we've been surfing the web to find videos by artists that we know and admire for Seesaw Surfs the Web. So I'd love to introduce you to the video of our good friend Jeff Zachmann from Fergus Falls, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm Jeffrey Zachmann. I'm a kinetic sculptor, and I make sculptures that move. The work that I do stems from childhood memories. When I was a kid, just playing in the dirt with marbles and stuff and motion. I've always been attracted to motion. And then as an adult, I realized how much I'm interested in systems and motion. So in addition to making a piece that looks good and flows well, artistically, it has to work. This was a fun piece to make because I didn't have a destination in mind for it. Generally, when you're working on a large-scale sculpture, I'll have a museum or a hospital saying, this is what we want. This one, I just built on my own so I could do whatever I wanted, however I wanted. And it just comes out better that way. It's just kind of nice to work on a piece and just let it flow and just see where it goes, see what turns out. When my work is running, I spend almost no time looking at the sculpture itself. I'm watching the people because I like to watch the interactions they have with it. The motion draws them in, and then they start looking at the other parts of it. And they kind of turn into kids for a little while. They drop all the other pretenses. So all of a sudden they're talking with strangers, discussing this. Look how that works. And I just find it fascinating how it changes people. Probably my career high point so far is a mom came up to me and said, my son right there, he's about 14 now. And the first year we brought him to the show, 3 years ago, he didn't want to come. He hated art, didn't want to go to art. And then he saw your work. And all of a sudden it was like, wow, I love this stuff. So he started researching other kinetic artists. And then after a year or so, he decided he likes all metal artwork. So he researches all this metal work. And this year, he saved enough money and he's going to buy a piece. Not from you, but from another artist. I found that just amazing that in that period of time that I could change a kid's outlook on the artwork. That's what I really love, to draw people into that and expose them into the art world that they didn't really know was there. Because they like my artwork isn't going to mean they're going to just immediately jump into Picasso. But it's the start of a trail.
Oh my gosh. I love Jeff's work, and I love Jeff.
I know, what a lovely man.
Right? He and I have been neighbors for years at a few different shows, one in particular in Fort Worth. And I will lose track of watching my booth because I love watching people watching his work. Right? Like, in fact, one weekend, I think I spent the whole weekend photographing the people that were watching Jeff's work instead of manning my booth. So
I love the story that he tells about the boy. Is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. You do good.
And you just get lost. You're right. You lose track of time when you get in front of the work and you're just mesmerized.
They're super meditative too, because if you're watching it, you're completely absorbed. I was just thinking, I need one of those. I love them. I do. They're great.
Videos artists are putting out. I love that video. What a great piece for him to create for himself to put out there. Nice.
And the people are interested in learning more about him, go to the website. But he also has, as I was looking for videos, he also did a fantastic TED Talk. That's really, really fun to watch too. So if you enjoy TED Talks, but I'll put it on our Facebook page.
Way to set the bar.
It's a really, really nice talk.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for allowing us to share your video. We have a lightning question coming up, but before we do that, I would really love to introduce our featured artist and bring her in so that we can question her. She has to be part of it. So please, everybody, welcome one of my favorite artists ever, Lynn Whipple. Hi, Lynn. We're so happy that you're here.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for doing this for all of us. It's just a great gift. So I love being with you guys. Thanks.
I cannot wait. I can't wait to see the whole thing. But first, we have a question. What is our question? I don't remember. What is our question? From Lee Grider Young. Do you listen to music in your studio, and what music feeds your process the most? I'm going to ask Beth first.
No, I don't listen to music in my studio. I listen to music to get in my studio. I like Diamonds in the Sky and Gomez and Polyphonic Spree, that just when you put the headphones on, Polyphonic Spree has like 20 members and choir, and it's just, the sound is overwhelming and all encompassing, and it gets me all revved up to get in the studio. That's what I listen to. Otherwise, no, I don't listen to music in my.
What about you, Chris?
Well, for those of you that don't know me, I'm married to a musician and have been for decades. And so music is a part of absolutely everything that we do. And in fact, live music is how I started doing art festivals, because I was so jealous of the relationship that musicians had to their audience when they were playing live. They had this direct communication happening with their audience that I loved, and art festivals seem to be the best way to replicate that for a visual artist.
What a cool story! I never knew that.
Yeah, but I do have one musician that influenced my work, besides Kyle. Early, I would work in the darkroom listening to singer-songwriter, storyteller Richard Shendell, and I would be in the darkroom just thinking, if I could have as much emotional resonance in my work as he has in his, I would have succeeded. So that's kind of always been the bar that I've set for my work. And so anyway, so Richard Shendell.
I love that.
Yeah. How about you, Kina?
Well, I have a new studio assistant, my niece Hannah, who just graduated this year and is a budding artist, and my protege, and she really likes musicals. So we're listening to a lot of musicals, and except that there's one song in Hamilton that always makes me cry, so I have to be like plan that out, so like I could go off and cry in a corner for half an hour. But I also love Tom Waits, and I definitely takes me on some strange little journeys and puts me in a interesting mood. So, and what about you, Lynn? I know you're a huge
I'm all about, I like to dance, and I like it loud, and I like it sort of boppy and poppy and all that stuff. Though John and I, we had a studio that was right next to each other for years, and we listened to Les Mis, the soundtrack to Les Mis, I swear, for a year straight. And you would just, exactly like you said, you go through the ups and downs, and you cry, you laugh, but you just, once it was over, you just listened right again. So, but lately I'm into, my friend Karen introduced me to the Trash Can Sinatras, which are really awesome. There's a gal named Lucy Schwartz that's kind of beboppy and da-da-da-da-da, and you can't not smile with her stuff. And I also love The Head and the Heart. And they have really good harmonies, so you're always trying to pick out the harmonies and sing along. So that's. I also like the Avett Brothers. I have a little playlist that I play over and over.
I'm writing these down, right?
I know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch and write them all down.
Yes,
because I totally want to check them out.
We should make a Seesaw Project playlist.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. It does. It really affects your mood. Today I was listening to a violinist, and this day today in Pittsburgh was just incredible. It was like the perfect day, and it just listening to this music just like it practically got me high, to be honest.
That's great.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Lee, for that question. Hey, I think we're ready to share a new round of artists that we admire and are inspired by. It's time for our Seesaw shout out round. Max?
Hi there, my name is Kathy Rose, and I'm an artist from New Orleans, Louisiana. And I would like to give a shout out to my friend, a beautiful painter, and an even more beautiful spirit, Patricia DeLeon from Greenville, South Carolina. This is one of my favorite paintings that Patricia did. It's an encaustic. It hangs in my office, and it brings me great joy and inspiration every day. Love you, Patricia.
Hi, I want to introduce you to my friends Mary and Luann. I love their jewelry, and I think you will too. You should check it out.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yoakum from Littleton, Colorado. Check out Scott Hidebrandt, aka Mr. Christmas.
Yay,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah, good round, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Don't you
I
love?
love Patricia's paintings. I saw them for the first time just a couple of years ago when I was in Winter Park, and I was like, oh, something else I need.
Yeah.
And then talk about someone else's work you can get lost in, and that's Scott's work, Mr. Christmas, as far as you just lose time because you're in, checking all his pieces out and getting up really close, and they're so intricate, they're beautiful.
We have one of his moving pieces in our house, and when we used to have people come over, back in the day when people would come over, that was the first place people would be drawn and like completely mesmerized. So we actually have a couple of those. I really, really love them. But I don't have any of that jewelry yet. And it's super cool.
Yeah.
I wear it every day. Every day I put on Mary and Luann rings.
Those colors look like Lynn.
I love that cuff. I was like, oh yes.
Yeah, and an extra shout out to them because they are in the middle of a cross-country moving from North Carolina to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Even as we speak.
As we speak, exactly.
Go girls.
Well, I know that we absolutely love learning about new artists. So we have gone to y'all and started a segment called Ask the Collector. And so each episode we ask our audience to share some folks with us. And on our last episode, we asked, who are you wearing? Tell us about your favorite jeweler. And we posted it on Facebook and we got some great responses. So Max, can you share them with us? So our friend Audrey Heller in San Francisco is wearing Sarah Jane Hassler earrings, Rebecca Fox necklace, and Ayala Naftali's ring. Ayala lives in New York, but I know she's in Tel Aviv taking care of her parents right now. So hello, Ayala from far away. Our friend Michael Mitchell, who will introduce you to her artwork in a future episode. She's a bookbinder that lives in Austin. She's wearing Barbara Umble earrings, Rebecca Bashara necklace. We love you, Becca. She's in Oregon. And then y'all have already met our good friends Jared Eastman and Piper Hugos of Jewel Ride Jewelry that made that cuff. And last but not least, Kim Armstrong from Peoria, Illinois, sent us this beautiful photo of even more beautiful artwork of Donna de Aquino. And I think a lot of us wear Donna de Aquino. I wear Donna every single day. Do you, Lynn? I see you.
I have tons of her stuff. I'm addicted to it. If I see it,
I don't have one of hers yet.
Oh, yet being the operative word, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a new question for this next episode, and you can put your answers in the comments, or we'll post it on Facebook as well. But the next question that we have for all of y'all is, do you have any artist-made textiles? And if so, who made them? So we'll go first. Kina. What do you have?
Yes, well, I love textiles, but I'm so happy that it's actually like getting cold here. I'm gonna have to back up a little bit because now I can wear this scarf made by Gina Ponorfi, and it's made out of a felted merino wool. I hope you can see this, and chiffon, so it's light and airy, but super cozy and warm, and I love this piece.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
And what about you, Beth?
I didn't know I wanted to pick a shirt that I have. I was going to pick a skirt, and then I knew exactly the piece I wanted to show you. Everybody is being introduced to her. We saw her earlier. Steph Kilen is so talented. She not only can make a cocktail, she not only is a freelance writer and editor, but Steph, Max, if you would, Steph made me this and made this quilt for us. And it is that piece that when the house is burning,
that's the one, right?
That grab thing. I cannot tell you how much I love it. I love it so much. It is outstanding, and I can't believe she did that for me, and I have that in my world. So thank you,
beautiful,
Steph Kilen.
What a Renaissance woman, right?
So Lynn, did you pick something?
Well, I did, because it's getting cold here too. When I say cold, like 70.
We're like 45.
I love this because her name is Dory, D-O-R-I, Dory, and her last name is Patrick. And she's got, Instagram and Etsy and all that good stuff. But is this the funnest thing you've ever seen?
It's new.
A riot of color and joy, and you can just
steps.
Yep.
Do all that.
Queen of color. You got to do it, right?
Yes, I love it. I'm so happy to get to pull it out and play with it again.
It's so you, right?
What about you, Chris?
Well, I love textiles, and I'm a knitter, and I like the kind of like secret handmade textiles. So when I'm knitting for myself, I mostly knit myself socks because then other people don't see them. They're like my little hidden treat inside my winter boots. But I do have some other everyday textiles. I have got the most beautiful, I don't know if you can see them, they're hand towels. So there are hand
woven.
Yeah, they're hand woven hand towels that are dish towels that we use in our kitchen. It's Beth Bojarski. And when I was looking up her website for you, I know her from the Pacific Northwest. I've run into her in Idaho and Oregon, but I just saw today that she's moved back to Canada. She's in Nova Scotia.
Wow.
But you can still she's Etsy and all of that. We also have her napkins. And then for everyday wear, also sign of the times, I suppose, a jeweler that we know from the road is also on her day job is as a textile designer. And she has made these beautiful masks.
Oh,
wow.
And it's quilted. So it's got all this, probably can't see it, but all this beautiful stitching, beautiful textiles in it. And they're on, her name's Julie Powell. She lives in Colorado. And they're on Artful Home, which is a
lovely.
phenomenal catalog of homemade goods.
Absolutely.
Handmade.
Yeah. How decadent is it to just use like a hand woven dish towel?
Right. But they just get better and better with use and with washing. And it does feel decadent.
So are we asking people to send us their favorite textile artists?
Yes,
for next week?
we will put it on Facebook and
Okay.
post photos, give us names.
Oh, please,
know.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to learn. We want to find out about artists that we don't know about. So we need some recommendations too.
Yep.
Especially like not all of us get to all different parts of the country. So even though we used to do art festivals and go everywhere, we don't necessarily know like everybody who's out there. So yeah, send us some intel.
Right. These segments are getting so expensive, right? Because I need it all, right?
But I am super excited because now I think it is time to see the film that our featured artist Lynn Whipple made. I'm so excited. You guys are going to absolutely love this. It's really, really wonderful. Max, can we play Lynn's video?
Hi, how are you today? I hope you are well. My name is Lynn Whipple. I am a mixed media artist from Winter Park, Florida, and I'm so happy you're here. I wanted to show you some of my artwork. I'll show you my little art studio, the little place that we hang out and dream and think about art. So come on, let's go down the path. So my husband, John, is also an artist, and we also teach workshops. So this is the place that we come after a long day painting and having fun and teaching art. We all everybody comes here and we sit and we have like a big dinner party, and the lights go up and everyone talks about art and we all get to know each other, and it's just a wonderful part of community. So I love that spot. And this is the Art Fort. This is the little building that we sort of, I guess we kind of renovated it. It was a little boathouse, and then we fluffed it up a bit and we turned it into a tiny art studio. The best thing about the Art Fort, though it's small, it's mighty, is that it's at the water's edge, and that is just a true bonus. So let me show you. Here is these are a few of my big paintings. So I do big, juicy flower paintings, and these are pretty tall. These are 4 foot by 5 foot. And with the big paintings, I have to work outside. So I set myself up. My easels are out here. I turn on the music. I dance. I spatter. I play. I just make a big juicy mess. And then at night, I have to pull the paintings back in because it's just a little too small to work on them inside the art fort. So let me show you. Here's Daisy May. It's Daisy. She's got a bone. So let's hop inside. You want to? So the Art Fort is a tiny spot that's full of things that inspire me, things that are sort of spark my mind, my eyeballs. There's color and all kinds of pieces of art. And this is my create space. This is my big table. Woohoo! That's a big abstract I'm playing with. It's 22 by 22 on paper. This whole wall is sort of dedicated to a lot of these little abstracted drawings and collages and paintings that have just been such a fun thing for me to sort of go from the big paintings back down to the smaller work. So I've had a great time with that. Let's see, what else can I show you? I have a little spot with my guitar, and I like to have it close by, so I'll play more often. And then there's loads of art supplies, all kinds of goodies. Let's see, this is a big flower painting that has a lot of oil and drawing oil sticks in this one. And this table, which is one of my favorites because it gets a lot of light. There's another larger abstract on paper, and it's in the works. And gosh, just pieces and parts of stuff that I love. I work out here every day. I'm sort of committed to it. So let's walk this way. Maybe Daisy will come with us. So now we're gonna head just outside of the Art Fort doors, and this is our dock. And this is a special place because, I'll show you right in a sec. So this is the spot where we get to hang outside and think up new ideas and dream about things. This is a little sitting area, which is fun for parties and stuff. Oh, but this is the best part. It's the water. Isn't that great? It's so soothing. It's so good for your brain. And this is the spot where we sit all the time. So let's hop on down. It's a floating dock, so it kind of moves. It's a little bit like a houseboat. So this is where we just like hang out. Daisy sits here, John sits here. We do the crossword puzzle in the mornings and drink our coffee. We're always talking about art. That's the good thing about being married to another artist. And a little music area back there on the dock and my granddad's canoe, of course, a kayak. And I think this place is the place where you get to do nothing, which is very helpful in the creative mind, right? So you have space to dream up ideas or create titles or just make some, I don't know, just make some room for something exciting and new and creative to come to you. So I'm so happy that you're here. Let me just show you. Oh, I wanted to tell you, my husband, John, is working on a tiny film that will follow this or towards the end, where he's trying to depict the seriousness of the artist's thought process, which is kind of funny, and we'll see how that turns out. He cracks me up. Well, I guess that's it for now. I'm going to share with you some pictures of my work. And here comes the girl. And some of my process. And then I guess that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. Someone's got a bone. So thank you so much for spending time today with me at the Art Fort, me and Daisy and John. And if you'd like any more information about my online classes or my artwork or my in-person workshops, please stop by lynnwhipple.com, or you can go to Instagram or Facebook or all those webby things. So should we cheers, honey? Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Happy creating to you. Spinning. Ta-da! Done.
I love Lynn Whipple so much.
One of my
That was so good. Oh, John, that was so good.
one of my,
That was great.
one of my favorite places on earth.
Oh,
Yeah, it's super, super awesome. So wait, I'm gonna. Can I start, you guys? Because I want to be. I want to be a geeky gushy fangirl, and I'm going to tell this. I'm going to tell this story. When I first discovered Lynn's work, it's a long story. I won't get into too much detail, but I found out that an artist who was working with me on a TV show was friends with Lynn, and he had come from Florida because she used to work on the same TV shows before when they were in Florida. And I found out that he knew her, and I was, had this day job on doing wardrobe and was trying to be an artist. And he gave me her address, and I wrote her this whole long letter, and I sent her pictures. Remember pictures that you used to have to develop them and put them in an envelope to send them to somebody? I sent her pictures, and I was like, I love your work, and I want to be an artist so bad. And she wrote me back. I have proof. And here she was like, you are an artist.
oh my God! Look at you. You
And here's the
amazing.
envelope. Oops,
Crazy
having a hard
talent.
time. Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember
Frida
drawing.
Kahlo.
It's a Frida stamp, and I
Frida
remember
Kahlo, and the postmark
stamp.
is October 20th, 2001. So that was just a couple of years ago. But my point is that I love, everything that you do, Lynn, but your encouragement, and that you keep telling people to play and move your hands, and that, I wouldn't even be here, on this. I wouldn't have this life as an artist, because when I got your letter and you said that, I felt like it was the queen of the universe sent me a letter. I still think that. I still think that. But I think that what you I love all of your work so much, but I also think that what you bring to people's creative lives, you encourage them to be creative and to move their hands and to play. And I think that is such a huge gift that you've given to the world. But I also wonder, how did that start? Where did that begin?
Oh my gosh! First,
Lynn?
how funny to see that letter again. Wow. And the fact that you even wrote me, nobody, that was just so awesome that. And then I remember the first time we actually met, we were next to each other, Kansas City or something.
Mhm.
Cherry Creek, 2007.
And it was just
my car, but I remember that.
love at first sight. We've been like this ever since. So I just love that whole thing worked out like that. But gosh, how did I start? My mom was an artist. My granddad was a painter when he retired. My sister drew crazy, great, animals and crazy things, but she's really talented. My, Grammy played the piano. There's lots of books because my mom was a creative writing teacher. So that's just what we did. Everybody made stuff and moved their hands and sang and poked around and just, we just did stuff. So I think it just came from not knowing any different, maybe.
It's
So
just who you are.
Talking about being such an encourager, we do have a question in the comments from Jane Roberts, is interested to know when will you have live classes again, Lynn?
That is such a good question, and believe me, we are missing that so much, that community and that fun. I guess the virus will tell us, I would hope next year. I mean, I always had them in the spring and the fall, and then I traveled and did them around the country and sometimes, other countries, but I don't have anything scheduled, but let's hope for the fall, if not sooner.
Right.
So yeah, Elizabeth Cassidy also says, it was fabulous. Lynn has so inspired my art career. So yeah, it's a thing.
Good to see you. Elizabeth draws one of the most beautiful things. You guys should check her out. She's super talented.
And maybe you answered a little part of the question just knowing now that you had such a growing up, so many creative people in the family. Because I think you're a fearless artist. You're not afraid to try anything new. You're not afraid to say, well, I haven't done that before, but you know what? Let's do this. So I guess my question right now is, you're taking that shift to the abstract pieces. Is that new? Have you been doing that for a while? Where's the abstract? What's pulling you in that direction?
Ooh, that's good stuff. Well, I always tried to make the big flowers, and pretty much anything I did, nothing was ever straightforward or realistic or even representational, really. So I always loved abstracted things. But it's like the curiosity that just drags you down off into the skinny branches, like you've got to learn something new. And it's just, I wanted to understand it, because if you weren't hanging the piece of art on something, like a flower or still life or something, could you still play with all line, shape, mark, and balance everything? Mm-hmm. So it was really just, it's been a game. And I'm not sure they're successful in any way, but it's more that I just let myself play every day and see what happens.
So awesome. So I am lucky that I have got to spend a lot of time on that dock.
Yes,
and I've slept on the dock. I had one of my best naps of 2019 was on that floating dock in the rain. Anyway, but the boathouse and now the art fort and that whole creative process has changed quite a bit over the years. I know you did primarily work in a studio outside of your property. Is the art fort changing your work? How has the art fort influenced the work that you're making?
Well, I love that thing where if you have a thought and you go to bed and you wake up and you have that thought, you can just go get back at it. You don't have to get your car and drive and, get dressed or anything important like that. I get to hang out with the dog. So you can just pop out there and just engage so easily. And I love that. But I did we still have a big warehouse downtown. There's 22 artists. So we have that as well. And that's awesome. So I don't know. I think it's made it easier to work every single day and move my hands every single day.
That's what I was going to ask, because you said, you're committed. Do you have a routine, or do you just do it when you feel like it, or like,
no,
is it?
I have a routine. Like, I almost feel like something's missing if I don't make something. I mean, I actually feel off balance. So, I don't know. I guess I just get up and I want to be out there. So it just pulls you out, because the light, the dog, you just end up right out there right away, and then you just get engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Does it rain there in Florida?
Yeah. Does it rain?
Yeah.
Every day.
Oh, it rains every day?
Yeah.
It feels like it right now, not every day, but it rains all the time, and then it dries right up and you get a rainbow and you're good to go. I just hop in the fort, or I hop under the dock, it has the roof, and it's a great place to be.
Mm-hmm. So on that travel that I said that Mark took for deliveries, he was just got the opportunity to spend a little bit of time in that world. So apologies if the red pillow was because of Mark Winter. You wouldn't put it past him.
No, Mark Winter got in the kayak and I said, while you're in the kayak, will you get the red pillow?
Okay. Good to know.
He fished it out. It was
Good
so
to
good.
know. Okay, the weird question, but I love titles on paintings. I love reading titles on paintings. Number one, they say you can't rhyme with the word orange. You, Lynn Whipple, orangey porangey.
Orangey porangey, hello.
Hello. Do they know? Does the world know? There's a word that rhymes. Titles, just, I don't know. Can you tell me, like, are they hard for you? Do you like doing the titles on paintings? I love them.
Don't you think a long time ago when you first started, you thought you had to make serious titles and, I don't know, I did. I'll say it that way. But gosh, now I just don't give a rap. I just want to have fun. And especially with abstracts, what the hell, you got to make something up, right? Because it's really not an obvious thing that you can say, full bloom, summer time. So I just like having fun with it, really. It's got to make me laugh for whatever reason. It doesn't have to, there's nothing serious about it, to be honest.
Yeah, they made me laugh. They were great.
I saw your post where you had framed a bunch of those abstracts and like having them all together, there's something, they remind me of presents, like a whole pile of presents. I don't know why, but there's a title.
Presents. I like it. Yeah.
No, I love them. And so different. And I love that about you. I love that you just get loose and you give yourself permission to mess it up. And you're like your 100 Bad Paintings, which is like such an awesome video. If you guys haven't seen it, you gotta check that out. And play. And that's what I like. I kind of, after we watched that, we had a little bit of a preview, and I'm like, that's what my problem is. Like, I'm not playing, I'm working.
Your stuff is hysterical.
Very smart, Lynn. Very smart girl.
I have to tell you one thing, because you made me think of it, Kina. It's like the thing that makes you laugh. Have you guys ever wondered, like, what makes you laugh? And Beth, my God, you do this all the time. It's a brain surprise. They say it's when you all of a sudden slam two things together that were unexpected, and your brain goes, and then it's just like a visceral thing. That's all I'm ever trying to do out there, is just make enough of a mess that somehow accidentally this color goes with that, and that spatter, and that dog ate that part of that thing, and I ripped it. And it makes me laugh, and then I get a brain surprise, and I'm like excited. So I'm just addicted to the brain surprise.
Right. It's that release of endorphins or what have you, that just, you got to feed that all the time, that burst of.
And that's curiosity, right? Play.
Right.
It happens.
Love that.
We're getting so many comments that, like, Lynn has been an inspiration to me for a very long time. Thanks so much for your positivity and encouragement, from Cheryl Smith. I mean, there's a bunch of comments about what an encourager you are.
Well, that is so sweet, Cheryl. And Cheryl, you are inspiring too. Oh my gosh, your work is
extraordinarily inspiring. And she's teaching online stuff with kids, because she taught little art to little ones for 30 years, on top of being an insanely great artist. So yeah, she's great. Cheryl.
So one last thing, Lynn, if people are interested in knowing more about your work, about your workshops, both live and online, where can they find you, or what should they do? Or
Google, Mr. Google. If you can always go, hello, Google, do a shout out. I love that music, by the way. I would always say that about shout out music. Online, lynnwhipple.com, Instagram, Lynn Whipple, Facebook, Lynn Whipple Art, and it's out there.
And get on your website, right? And you'll on your email list. Let them know.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I have a sign up for my email, and I do send them out every so often.
Yeah, because I know I can't wait till your workshops start up again.
I know. I need to go to one of your workshops.
Yep. I'm doing the same thing.
Right. So I want to be one of the first to know, so that I can get signed up. Right.
Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you guys. What you're doing, this is so special. Like, we missed each
artist.
other, and it's just marvelous to get together, and you're doing a great job. So thank you, thank you,
Thank you. I am kind of excited about what's coming up next. Max, can you put up our? Yeah, there he is. There is Lynn's adorable and genius husband, John Whipple, on our next episode, October 22nd. I'm so crazy excited. I'm so excited. And then November 5th, we're going to do an episode called Living with Art. And it's going to be super fun. There's going to be lots and lots of artists that we're going to introduce you to. And then I can't wait for this one. I've been really looking forward to this. This woman's work, Helen Gottlieb, on November 19th. Her work is so outrageously beautiful that it just kind of makes you stop and be still inside yourself. And it's almost as beautiful as she is. And then, the holiday show, Chris, Beth, and Kina, December 3rd. We'll figure that one out. We're not sure what that's going to be yet, but we'll figure it out. And then last but not least, Scott Hidebrandt, aka Mr. Christmas, for December 17th. I'm really excited for you guys to see this work in motion because that's part of one of the things that's so enchanting about it. So looking forward to that.
A lot coming up. And I'm here to remind you, please, if there's a name of an artist that you would like us to know about, that you admire and are inspired by, give us that name. We have put in the links to how to submit a video on Facebook and YouTube's comment section. Just a 5-10 second video. You know what? I don't care what you say. Just get us the name of the artist. Say whatever you want. Tell me a joke. Tell me about a bad dental experience. I don't care. Just give us the artist name. We'll do the rest, right, guys? We'll do the rest.
We'll do the rest. But we can't do it. But we can't do it all without you. We'll do the rest, but we can't do it all without you. So, if you like what we've got going on, if you would please like our Seesaw Project page on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really does help us reach more people and introduce all of these fabulous artists to more and more people. So follow us, subscribe, and if you are able to, if you like what we're doing, if you want to help us defray the cost, you can make a donation of any size on Venmo at Seesaw Project, or we'll drop a link in the comments to our Square donation page. We appreciate you and all the help that you might be able to give us. But we do have some very special people that we need to thank specifically. Special thanks to Kathy Rose for the shout out to Patricia DeLeon, Mandy Yoakum, Steph Kilen, John Whipple, James Whipple, Kyle Dahlquist. He's the man behind the great music under the shout-outs. Always a big thanks to Max Crow. We couldn't do any of this without him. All of our collectors for introducing us to new artists and supporting our work through not just now, but throughout the years, and all of our generous donors that are helping make Seesaw Project possible.
And I also want to thank our shout-out artists, Patricia DeLeon, at Patricia DeLeon on Instagram, Mary Filapek and Luann Townsend, maryandluann.com, Scott Hidebrandt at Mr. Christmas on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for being part of the show.
And finally, we'd love for you to check our pages out as well. Your host here, BethBojarski.com, that's me. Check out KinaCrow.com, and finally, Chris Dahlquist.com. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you guys. I love you guys. Thanks, Steph, for the yummy yum.
Yep, let's go drink.
Cheers.
Cheers. Go make one of those.
Cheers.
So good.